Welcome to the Sisters Uncensored podcast, where we get into everything from childhood trauma to millennial adulting and all things in between. We share crazy stories from the past and present to help us cope with the insanity that is our lives. By sharing our perspectives, we hope to bring some relatability, laughter, and unsolicited advice that can help you survive the messiness of life along with us.
My name's Jessica Labita. I'm a millennial mom, wife, and marketing professional, and I am absolutely insane.
My name is Ashley Lanive. I am a millennial stay-at-home mom, avid golfer, and too mouthy for my own good.
We are real sisters, and this is Sisters Uncensored. Take this trip with us.
Welcome back to Sisters Uncensored. Today we are talking about sibling rivalries, all the petty shit that we still bring up at family dinners. Ready to go?
Oh, I'm ready.
Let's go. We brought our trusty paddle with us. This is a little token from childhood that we used to get our asses beat with.
It's true. This has traumatized us for many years of our life. It says, never spank a child in the face. Nature provides a better place. And there's two kids with their butts up over a little water pail. This image of this paddle is burned into my brain, as well as its prints burned into my ass.
So on the back of this paddle, by the way, it had all of our names written on it.
It has a little, we'll show it to you. It has a little like statement that says victims sign here. And our mom wrote all four of our names on the back of it. And
It's so fucked up when you say it out loud.
And as children, we believed that if our name was not on the back of this paddle, that we could not get our asses beat with it.
That's true.
And so we would cross our name off, and then other siblings would cross their name off and rewrite your name back on it. And eventually, the entire back of the paddle became nothing but graffiti.
Yeah. And Jess keeps it hanging in her kitchen.
I do. I don't threaten my children with it ever.
We did get hit with it, though.
We definitely got hit with this when we were young.
So if you're wondering why we are the way we are, this is part of it.
It says all sorts of exciting things on here.
I remember when
Mark is gay.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Jess is gay. Jessica, Lindsay, Mark sometimes, and Ashley are the victims.
I remember crossing off my name and writing Abby, which was our dog.
Yeah. I don't see Abby, but someone, Jessica Lanive.
I definitely wrote your name on
My
them
name is
multiple
on here
times.
more than anyone's, and I'll tell you why. I have learned that I am the most hated sibling.
She was the meanest one.
It's accurate.
It's true. And it was, I mean, listen, we're very
I was also
close
the
now
oldest and the boss.
by tyrant. If you mean boss, you mean tyrant. You are a tyrant. You were a tyrant. You were really mean. But anyway, we were just hashing out some old things that we were talking about, funny stories that we never let die. And especially when we get together around the holidays, and since we're just like getting through all of that, a lot of these came up. One of which, well, wait a second. Let me try again. There's a lot of stories that we can talk about. We actually reached out to our siblings to make sure that we got their take on if there was anything that was ever said or done to them by any one of us.
Yes, that's like a standout moment.
Yeah, that like actually was burned into your brain and you never forgot.
Yeah, and then we also went through our memories together of the standout moments that are burned into our brains forever and ever. So the paddle was like a number one for everyone.
Yep.
We all got the paddle. It was not fun. I think the Lindsay knife story was a prominent one for you and I.
Okay, so let's go back in time.
She
here.
even brought it up when I asked her, like, for her request, and she was like, "Don't tell the knife story."
Oh,
I was
we're
like,
telling the
we're
knives.
telling it.
There's more than one.
I know, it's true.
So listen, Lindsay was always like as awful as you might have been. Lindsay was like, she had the longest rope. We're like, really? Like she was just quiet.
She was very easygoing.
Yeah.
She
like,
still is.
Yeah, she still is. And she was really hard to get like riled up.
Right.
So if she
had a long rope.
Yeah, if she got riled up,
Yeah.
she went from 0 to violence.
Yeah.
like straight violence.
Like she snapped. And
Yeah.
once that happened, watch out, because she's going to try to murder you.
She was literally like, I was talking to Mark about this because I thought it was so funny that like Lindsay was really like the most low key violent out of everybody. She had her murder freaking journals.
Oh my God, I forgot about
I
the
know.
journals.
The murder journals.
Yes, she tried to kill Dad's girlfriends, like with the murder journal.
Yeah, with the I don't know, so I can't journal. But yeah, she had her murder journals.
Murder journal.
We should sell murder journals on our show. We're gonna add that to our merch, and it's gonna literally say murder journal.
That's brilliant. I love it.
I know, me too. Anyway, but yeah, so like when she went off the deep end, and her go-to move was to grab a freaking butcher knife.
Yeah, like from the kitchen block.
Out of the kitchen,
And
yeah.
just chase you down the hallway.
And listen, she never really got to any one of us.
No,
thank
but she
God.
could have.
She could have. You had to run for your life.
You definitely
You literally had to run for your life.
Yes.
So-
I wonder if she actually would have stabbed us.
That's what I was just thinking about. I'm like, she never got to us, but I wonder if she
Like, what if she did? What would have happened?
I wouldn't have put it past her.
So
I'm
there was
telling
one
you.
time that I remember where you and I did something together to piss her off, and we ran down the hallway, and our house was a bi-level. So Ashley and Lindsay's room was the last room on the left. And the way that the room entrance was set up was like, as you walked into the doorway, there was like a wall, like a 4 foot, maybe not even 3 foot wall.
It was where Mark's closet,
Right.
by our closet.
And then you would go into the actual like bedroom. And so as kids, you could sit with your back up against that piece of wall and put your feet up against the door to block anyone from coming in the bedroom. And you could basically like use your body as a wedge. Yeah, to lock the door.
Exactly.
So we run down the hallway. We sit in the assumed position to hide from another sibling with your feet against.
To lock them out of
Yes,
the room.
To lock them out of the room. And all of a sudden, when our feet are against the door, Lindsay starts sliding the butcher knife
Slice.
underneath the door
To stab our
to
feet.
try to cut our feet. Like, could have killed us. So then we have to lever our feet. I will never forget this. Like, the knife blade is coming under the door, and our feet were there as the knife blade slid under. We were like, oh fuck! And we, like, slide our
Lift 'em
feet
up.
Right. So you had to like lever your feet. So now you're like bent like a V, trying to like keep your body wedged between the door and the wall, so that your feet don't get cut with the knife.
And you're just seeing this blade.
Yes, psycho under the fucking door.
Fucking lunatic.
He probably deserved it.
We probably did.
To push her. But that was one of my most like sibling rivalry memories, like fights that we've had. She definitely would have killed us.
She has never lived it down. And it wasn't like it happened on one occasion.
No.
It would happen all the freaking time when she
Yes.
would get pissed. That was her go-to move.
Agreed.
Oh God, she was terrifying. I'm telling you, she was the low-key violent one in the house.
Yeah, she definitely was. Do you have any? I was never like really violent. Like I didn't fight you guys ever. I don't feel like.
Are you insane?
Oh my God, I have like such like perception skill or
You
whatever.
have real issues.
I tried to fight you.
We should like bring on a hypnotist.
What the fuck?
I'm not even kidding. I feel like what the fuck? We should because I'm telling
When
you the
did I
stuff
hit you?
you would beat us on a regular basis.
Oh my God, I don't remember any of this. All right,
We
keep
have a
going.
school picture of us, like you know how like when you're little kids, your parents take a picture of you before you go to school.
Yeah.
There's the first day of school picture where we're all sitting on the steps, and there you are, just choking Mark from behind.
I left him.
You were awful.
Oh my God, I can't.
Oh
I've learned that I am the most hated because Lindsay's stories, your stories, I can't even wait to hear what Mark said to you.
Okay,
I'm
well-
terrified.
Wait a second. Well, wait. Okay, so I asked Mark, right? Wait, should we keep going on Lindsay? I feel like we have a lot about Lindsay.
I mean, I could go on with Lindsay, like another traumatic event.
Wait.
So we
Wait.
were traumatic to her.
Wait, let me just tell you Mark's go-to story when it comes to Lindsay.
Okay.
Because
so Mark
I
said
asked
his
him.
trauma thing was Lindsay?
It was a Lindsay thing.
Oh, okay.
And what
Well,
about
I'm feeling
you?
a little, damn it.
Two about you. Actually.
It's okay because some of Lindsay's were about you.
Really?
Oh, yes.
No way. I was the nicest.
They were not like young, petty things. It's like a grown-up, still mad thing.
She's still pissed at me?
Okay, keep going.
I have
Tell
no
me,
idea what
Marks.
could possibly be.
Tell me, Marks.
Okay, so one thing that Mark remembers, we'll stick on the Lindsay thing real quick because one was about that. So he said he remembers when Dad lived in the condo. Now, the condo at the time, it was like a townhouse. It was 3 levels, right? So like you walked in, the main level was the kitchen and a dining area, and like it opened up over the living room downstairs. Yeah. So he had his friend Steve Van Hooker. Peace. I don't know if he's still alive, dead, whatever. But Steve Van Hooker came over, and he was like, Lindsay was asleep on the couch, and I'll never forget it. We pissed her off so bad. She came after us with a knife.
Oh my God.
And I'm like,
this is like a teenage years.
Yes, I'm telling you.
The condo living situation too was like a full on free for all. Right? This is when we were just like rabid teenagers, fucking running wild, drinking. It was a free for all.
It was not.
This is when we all
Ideal.
came to live with Dad because Mom was a
Except
dictator. And he was there though.
Well, he came. Yeah. So whatever, he was there. So he had Steve Van Hooker over, and Lindsay fell asleep on the couch. And him and Steve thought it would be funny to take balled up socks and throw them over the balcony until they were like hitting her.
Oh God.
So like they'd throw one, it hit her. She'd kind of like give it one of these, roll over, go back to sleep on the couch, throw another. Kept doing it until finally she eventually woke up as they were like mid-air throwing a pair of the socks over the like where it opened up the balcony, and she jumped up and beelined for them.
Oh God.
So he said they were so scared. She went right to the kitchen, grabbed a knife out of the butcher block.
Oh my God.
They were so scared they ran out the front door, and she chased them down the street with the knife. Mark telling the story is like, Steve Van Hooker never wanted to come over again after that.
Can you blame
Can you blame the kid? Like, not really. It was somebody. He's like, I don't know why, but like he never.
Oh my God.
But,
You're
like,
a bunch of savage animals.
It was a normal occurrence if Lindsay grabbed a butcher knife and came after you.
Yeah, it's very true.
It wasn't weird for us.
So also in the condo was the keys story. And so Lindsay's one of Lindsay's answers when we asked like the sibling chat, tell me your traumatic story. One of Lindsay's answers was that you and I both used to always steal her new clothes. So she said she would go to work and like slave at Dunkin' Donuts and make money.
I forgot she worked at
and
Dunkin'
then go
Donuts.
shopping for her own clothes at like Schmandy's or Chandel's or wherever, like you buy $10 shirts. And she would bring home these $10 shirts and be like so excited to wear them. And before she would ever get to wear them, you or I would take it out of the closet and steal it from her.
Lindsay was easy to push around.
She was. She's very much a pushover.
She was.
She was sweet. I mean, and again, she had a really long rope. So most of the time you got away with stealing her shit because what was she going to do? Like,
I mean, I don't know. She's so type B that like if one of us walked in and was like, I'm wearing that shirt, it's like, okay.
No, I just bought that.
I just bought that. And you're like, shut the fuck up.
It's mine.
Exactly.
It's mine now, bitch.
It's true.
And Ashley's wearing it tomorrow.
Yeah, it's exactly how it was. It's so fucked up to say out loud.
I
but
know.
whatever.
I know. We were terrible.
It
So
was
yeah,
nice.
we would steal her clothes all the time. And so on one particular incident, I stole a shirt. I had it on. I was getting ready to leave for school. And
We were all in high school.
we were all in high school. I was a senior. Lindsay was a
Sophomore.
and you were a freshman.
And Jess drove us all to school.
And so I would drive everyone to school senior year. Yes.
In the
so
Barbie tracker.
I steal the shirt. She gets pissed that I steal the shirt. And we end up getting into like a physical fight, which is the first time like Lindsay ever got me
without a knife.
without a knife. But she
I
did.
can't believe she didn't pull a knife.
She did have a weapon. So back in the 90s, in early, like 1999, this was, you had your keychain for your car, and you had all those clear plastic keychains that like said stupid sayings and like funny things. So we would collect them. So my keys for my car was like a wad like this.
Yep.
And you would drive, and it had all the
On your
shit-
lanyard.
Yes. And so she grabbed my car keys and chased me after telling me to take the shirt off, and full on punched me in the mouth with my own car keys.
I want to
She
just.
split my fucking lip open.
It was really funny.
I then freaked out and was like, fuck you. I'm not driving you to school now. And you and I got in the car
and I left her at home.
So wait, can I tell this from my perspective?
Yes.
Because you have to understand, like the three of us being home getting ready in the morning.
It's the first time I ever got punched in the mouth ever.
It was
First and only.
I little part of me enjoyed it.
I'm
I know
sure.
that's so fucked up, but yeah,
I'm
really,
sure.
I was like, yes, somebody punched that bitch in the face. This has nothing to do with me. It was excellent.
You were the referee.
So yeah, that happens a lot. So like we had a referee. There would be there were
and
three
it
of
was
us.
between all of us, like somebody would be refereeing.
Right, exactly. So dad gets up and goes to work early. So it's the three of us at home getting ready to go to school with, of course, no supervision because we never had supervision when we lived in that
I know.
condo. But who cares?
Grown. I mean, we were
Were we
teenagers.
though?
No.
Look at the shit that we were
True.
doing. We were chasing kids down the street
yes.
with knives.
No.
Yeah. I was having
Punching
full-blown
people in
ecstasy
the
parties in the basement after school. So, I mean,
Oh God, it doesn't matter. Starting fires.
God.
Poor Louise.
Oh,
Anyway,
God.
R.I.P. Anyway,
Rip.
so anyway, what happened when I saw that you guys were going at it over this shirt? Because she got pissed.
Yeah.
She must have had her heart set on wearing that fucking shirt.
yeah,
that day.
this is like the one and only time she popped.
Yeah,
Like
quick.
about the stealing clothes.
Yeah, and quick.
Yeah.
And you were just like, so she's like, take it off. I'm wearing that. And you're like, no, like, fuck you. And you just went right back into the powder room and we're doing your makeup. And I watched her walk out, go to the front where there was that little table in the foyer,
Yeah. Where we kept the keys.
grab your keys, and I watched her wrap them around her fist. Like, Lindsay's a lefty. That's why I'm doing it this way. By the way. So she wrapped them around her fist.
lanyard.
And the lanyard and had all the keys. And I remember her walking back up to the door. You two start screaming at each other, like half in, half out of the powder room. And she just clocked you right in the face. And I was like, oh shit. You're like, fuck you, bitch. I'm not taking you to school, blah, blah, blah.
You can walk.
You can walk. And part of me was like, if she doesn't go to school, I get shotgun. Like, I really remember thinking that and being like, how far do I push this? Like, so it was bad. And then you being so dramatic, like you were in high school. Like, I see you looking in the mirror, like with the makeup and like,
Because I was bleeding.
like that you were making this stupid face. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It wasn't your Botox face. That was the other face. It was so funny because you were like, I don't know, you were just being dramatic about it, but she fucked you up. It was good. So I called dad because you guys are still screaming at each other. I'm like, hey, he's at work. It's 8 o'clock, not even 7:30 in the morning, and he's getting this call. I'm like, hey, so we have a little bit of a situation. And he's like, what's going on? I'm like, Jess stole Lindsay's shirt, wouldn't give it back. Lindsay punched Jess in the face with a fistful of keys. And he's like, I said, so now Jess said she's not bringing Lindsay to school. So just so you know. And he's like, she better bring her to school. She cannot leave her at home. I swear to God. And again, like me, I'm like, well, I don't know. Maybe she should take a mental health day. Like, it was like one of those things. He's like, you better tell Jessica she better take her to school. I'm like, all right, well, I'll tell her, but I just want to let you know this is what's going on over here. He's like, all right, she better drop her. We hang up the phone. Jess is like, get your shit, we're leaving. I'm like, yay, I get shotgun. We left Lindsay behind. She took a mental health day. She stayed home all day.
She probably needed a break.
She probably, I don't know what she could have done that day, to be totally honest, but she needed it.
Yeah.
She was upset.
Yep.
And she got to have the day off of school, and you got to wear the shirt. You still wore the shirt.
I fucking wore the shirt, left that bitch at home, and took a punch for it.
Yes.
Worth it.
It was so fucking funny. I remember walking into school.
I still feel like I won.
I don't know, man. I feel like I won at some level.
I don't know.
I got to sit in shotgun and watch you get punched in the face.
You're hilarious. These are the things that happen though. Like these are the moments that stand out so much in my brain from when we were younger.
I agree. We had another time where even with Cassie. So do you remember when we lived in Oak Ridge, and Cassie had this friend who I think died, by the way. Ramp.
This wasn't a sibling rivalry thing though, but kind of.
Well, it is.
It's created one.
It created one.
Yes.
Yeah. So Cassie had this friend come over Cassie was grounded. She wasn't supposed to have her friend over.
I think the
whatever.
friend was disrespectful.
She mouthed off to Lucy.
Yeah.
Like Lucy told Cassie, "You're not going out. You're grounded." And the friend was there, and she's like, "You don't have to listen to your mother. Like let's just go."
Right.
And Lucy was like, "You get the fuck out of this house."
Yes, that's right. She kicks her out.
Kicked her out.
The dad comes back.
Girl goes home,
Yeah.
tells her dad that she got thrown out of our house.
Yeah.
So the dad comes back. The dad was like a biker-y type of dude.
Yeah. He
Right?
wants to like fight our dad.
Yeah, so he came to fight our dad. So we see him pull up. He's huffing and puffing all the way up to the front steps.
Yep.
Dad's like, "I'm going out there." Mark was at the house.
Right.
Just totally random. He pulls the baseball bat out of the closet and he's like, "Mark, this guy's bigger than me. If anything happens, just hit him over the head with the bat."
Yeah.
So goes to hand Mark the bat. Mark stands there and he's just like,
This is where the sibling rivalry comes in.
So, of course, yours truly steps up because that's my best friend. She's like, "Give me the bat. Give me the fucking bat. I got this shit." We go outside. Dad goes out. I remember him like whipping the door. He was pissed.
Yeah.
And Lucy was coming out behind him like, "Oh God, no, please." Like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
He goes out. I follow behind him and I'm just like, like I was like, "Let's go." The guy literally was like, "Listen, I just want to know what happened." As soon as he saw us like ready to fight,
Right.
He was like, "This is what she said." They literally talked it out like civilized human beings.
Right, and it was over.
And it was over. Long story short, we have never let Mark live down the fact that he was a bitch and would not take the fucking bat.
Correct.
Like he won't do it.
No, he's not a fighter. He's a lover.
But that was concerning.
He's yeah.
He was a little bitch about it. We still talk about it all the
I
time.
know.
It's kind of hilarious.
He's too nice. He's B.
He's scared.
Okay, so my Mark story, because I have one
Okay, good. Because I have
that
one.
I'll never forgive him for.
Oh, tell me.
When so we lived at the house on Lincoln Ave. So I was still young, but I was older young. Like probably 13, maybe. Like this was like divorce period.
Okay.
And mom was taking night classes the entire like month of November, December, October, November, December, like for months.
X-rays.
No.
No?
It was a class that she was doing, I think, to escape her drama with dad. And she went to this art class where you make porcelain dolls.
The doll.
And she made me a porcelain doll that was made to look exactly like me as a baby.
So ugly.
It was so beautiful, this doll. The way she spent the time painting it, she dressed it in my clothes that I was taken home from in the hospital. Like it was the most sentimental, most beautiful gift anyone has ever given me.
She's very artistic.
I could
Mom,
cry
so
thinking about it. It
beautiful,
was,
yeah.
and she worked so hard on it. Well, Mark stole your tea set glass that you got on Christmas.
Okay.
I had the porcelain doll laying on my bed. My bedroom was at the very end of the hallway. Mark runs with his porcelain tea set that he was stealing from you
Why is he playing with my tea set?
into my bedroom and jumps on my bed with the tea set, and the teapot hit the doll in the face and cracked it 2 days after I got it.
Oh, that sucks.
And I never saw it again.
Really?
That
She
was the
didn't
end of
fix
it. Nope. Gone forever.
And that's what you won't forgive him for?
No.
Well, let me tell you. You got him back. You don't know it, but
Okay.
he told me.
Let me have it.
So he told me one time he was at Dad's house when we were all living in the condo, because that's where all the chaos could go on.
Always.
So he was over, and you were a teenager. You were probably 17. So he was probably like 13, 12.
Yeah.
And you went to go outside to smoke a cig. And he saw you, and he was like, you said to him, like, "You want to come smoke a cigarette with me?" And he was like, "Yeah,
Oh, God, that's
okay."
terrible.
So he went outside, and you guys smoked cigs, and he was like, "She made me feel so cool."
Ugh.
Like, it was so cool. Like, we went outside, and like, I don't
So
know.
cringe.
I felt like, I don't know, it was like, we were just being so cool. It was so
Ugh.
great.
This is horrible.
We come back inside after smoking the cig, and she goes right up to Dad and goes, "Mark was just outside smoking a cigarette." And he goes, "I never trusted her again after that." I would never again.
I don't remember this.
Broke my heart. I was like, oh. He also
Brother.
said one of us told him that mom and dad found him in a dumpster when he was a baby, and he believed it, and it made him cry.
Oh.
He said it was either me or Lindsay, but I said, that's not something I would have said. That sounds like something Jess would say.
Of course.
And he's like, actually, you're kind of
Most
right.
hated sibling.
You
It was
would say
awful.
that. You would say that.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
But that was one of his stories about you. He was like, I've never trusted her ever since. That was mean.
It's justified.
He hated
If
you.
it really went down like that, he's right.
Yeah.
All right, I've got one for you.
What did I do?
So, Lindsay said,
She told me 2 stories about you. The first one was about how we lived in Oak Ridge and your friend came over and you apparently beat the shit out of Lindsay because she was pissed that your friend was at the house.
it sounded like it was the same story that
It
you
is.
told me.
It's a true
about
story.
Marissa.
Uh-huh.
Was it Marissa? Okay. So whatever happened, you guys were fighting. She said, I don't remember what exactly happened. All I know is that I was yelling at Ashley and somehow we ended up in that like bottom living room with her on top of me and she beat the shit out of me on the couch.
Oh, I have another good story actually. No, I'm sorry. I almost
So
forgot.
that was the first thing that she remembered. The second thing.
That did happen.
yeah.
I remember Marissa actually walked in on it.
Oh.
Walked in,
Well,
she
on you, like, full on,
This was
like,
like one of my
running
friends
down.
from high school who were just like coming in and out of,
Yeah.
it's like we all lived at each other's houses. So she walked in and I was literally on top of her and Lindsay was just bawling her eyes out. I must have been seeing red
Oh my God.
because I just remember Marissa walking in and looking up and her being like, what in the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
Because I was totally straddled on her
yeah,
and
that's
she
what
was
she
just
said, that
bawling.
you just pounded her.
And I was like, I snapped out of it and I was like, are we done?
Yeah.
and
This
that
must have been like out of high school. Or
no, it wasn't.
in high school.
I was still in high school.
yeah. Okay. And then her second thing.
That did happen. But why would she hold that against me today? Like, really?
Nope, that's not the one.
Oh, fuck, what did I do?
So apparently, when Haley went to go and live with Dad,
Oh, she's right about this.
you gave her such a hard time about letting Haley go
I did.
to Dad's
Uh-huh.
that you guys did not speak to each other for, she said, a few years. And she
possible.
said she's over it now, but it's taken her a really long
Aw.
time to get over and that.
That makes me sad.
I know. Good. I'm glad you're sad because you made me sad.
No. I mean, I'm over it. That was my just kidding.
Last
No,
Lindsay
I
story?
remember when that happened. It was really bad.
Yeah.
It was really bad. And it was honestly, I was so upset with her for sending her to that. Like, I just thought I could not wrap my head around it. Just to explain myself here, I could not wrap my head around how she could send her kid to go live somewhere else. I could not accept that. Like,
Yeah.
I felt like it was a cop out. And
you
I
were
mean,
young and you
I
weren't a
was-
mother at the time.
Yes, exactly.
You
Looking
didn't
back,
understand. Now you get it.
of course, hindsight's 2020. Not that I would ever send my kid away, but still,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get where she was.
She was also 19, had no money, and was trying to better her life for both of them, which is why she made it. And it was probably a really hard decision.
I think that was the majority of the reason why.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get
So whatever. We had a difference of opinion on it. One of Mom's sisters called me and was telling me, like, she called me. I was in the car, and she was like, "You need to go over to your mother's house. Lindsay's packing up all of Haley's stuff right now. Your mother is inconsolable.
Oh, God.
She's sending her to go and live and blah, blah, blah." And I was like, she is what? Because she wasn't going to tell any of us and just kind of do it on the sly.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yes.
Okay.
So I get the call. So I drove there and I was irate.
Yeah.
And I ripped into her and she did something like she put her finger in my face and I was like, I promise you, if you put your finger in my face, I will break that fucking finger off. And she did. And I did.
Oh, God.
I like remember snapping it.
Oh, my God.
She left, called the cops.
Oh, no shit.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
She lived it.
I've never heard this before.
Oh my gosh. It's kind of a fucked up story. Okay, so she left.
I think you're a sniper, horrible human, and you've made me feel horrible about myself and the things I've
I
done
was
for my
not. I
siblings
was doing a
all of
good
these
deed.
years, and you're just as shitty.
I was not shitty. I was a teenager.
Trying to make you feel bad about yourself.
You keep going. I'm perfect. Anyway. Okay, so I snapped her finger. She got pissed. She left. She called the cops. Okay. She lived there with mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the cops come.
Yeah.
And the cop who came was like a young, cute guy.
Oh, God. Okay.
And he made Lindsay leave.
Oh, damn.
Like, they made her leave. And like, and the guy like took down my information. Next thing I know, he was texting me.
That's so fucked.
I know, but I mean, I very well could have not talked to her for a long time.
She
about
said
that.
it was a couple years.
I was really
You guys didn't
upset.
speak to each other. I had no idea
Yeah,
this ever happened.
I was really upset about that. But I mean, hindsight's 2020. What are you gonna?
Sure.
You know,
We're grown-ups now.
we're grown-ups now. I should probably apologize.
Okay, so she did something really fucked up to me too, but not quite that fucked up, but still kind of fucked up, which is actually funny. And I didn't know it until she told me, but then I thought about it. I was like, that bitch. So do you remember when Haley was young and I was feeding her jelly beans and she got sick? Like I fed her candy, a bunch of candy, and she ended up throwing up because I just gave her too much candy. Like,
Okay.
I was just being the funny aunt. Like I didn't have a kid and I didn't know.
I used to
So-
load her through full of Pez.
Right. I fed her. I just wanted her to be a happy little girl. So I was like, jelly beans, yay! So I was feeding her jelly beans. She got sick. Well, Lindsay was so pissed that I gave her that much candy to make her throw up that she has told me that ever since I've had children, every single gift that she has purchased for my children up until recently was a thoughtful method of destruction.
What a bitch!
Play-Doh,
What?
noisy toys, and anything that would make the biggest possible mess on earth, she has bought them for years out of revenge.
Wow, Lindsay really holds a fucking
She
grudge.
is serious. Like, her? You say I'm the worst, but I don't know. Like, I'm not.
I literally said this to Mark.
She is openly the worst. She is
low key sniper from the side, fucking violent. Okay, I'm telling you, she really is.
Not one of us has a bad story about Mark other than him ruining my doll.
I remember one time when after our parents split, when we were living in the house on Lincoln Ave, mom had to go to work, and you were in charge. Oh God, you were in charge. And I'll never freaking forget it. I don't know what it was, but you were throwing your weight around, being the boss, as per usual. There was no reason to argue. Like, there was really nothing. I don't even know what we were arguing about. It was so insignificant. But whatever it was, you were going to punish me. And I was like, oh my God, here we go. You were so fucking mean. Anyway, you chased me into my room. I locked the door. And you're like, you're staying there, don't come out. And I'm like, I was like, oh my God, this bitch, I gotta get away from her. She's literally, I gotta get away from her. I had to have literally been like 11.
Okay.
Okay. I remember vividly packing a bag.
Oh God.
Like a backpack full of whatever. Who knows what could have been in there? No, like clothes. Like I am running away. Okay.
I'm done.
I listened very patiently at the door, waiting for to hear you go away or get distracted or something.
Yeah.
And as soon as I did, I opened my bedroom window, threw the bag out the window, ran to the door, opened it, and took off.
Did you have like a stick that you were carrying?
No, Jessica, it's not 1912. So, and my name isn't Huckleberry Finn. All right, so no. I literally threw it out the window, booked it out of my bedroom, and our bedrooms at the time were literally right next to each other.
Yes. And you ran.
Yeah. And I ran, and you were on my tail in 2 seconds.
Oh.
I remember being like Jason Bourne, grabbing this bag out of the bushes, the azalea bushes, running for my life. You chased me down the street, and I hid in the woods until the street lights came on.
Oh my God.
Because I knew that's when mom would be home.
And you'd be safe.
And I'd be safe.
Oh my God.
You lost me. I hid in the woods for hours with my backpack. I swear to God, it was like Jason Bourne style. And I'm not even kidding. Mom would go to work and she would have no clue that this kind of violence was going on in the house. It was terrible.
I know.
Oh my God.
Good times.
And you broke my fingers one time because I didn't know. the days of the week. Yeah, I was little. And every time I would say something like, oh, maybe we could do that tomorrow. And you were standing like by the door, I don't know, by the bedroom door. And I was like, maybe we can go tomorrow. And you were like, you need to learn the days of the week. And went to slam the door and my hand was in there and broke 2 of my fingers, one of which was wearing the new silver ring that I got for my birthday. I had to go and get it cut off and then wear our makeshift
that.
finger splints that Deb would do, which consisted of half a clothespin and medical tape for like 3 weeks. You are a bad person.
Oh my God.
Because I was saying tomorrow and I didn't know the days of the week. Not every day is tomorrow. Learn the days of the week. Slam. I was like,
Oh my God. Okay. So
I
we're
will
going to
forever
wrap
hold it
this
against
up.
you because I really liked that.
Sibling rivalries are real.
Mm-hmm.
There are things that have traumatized us forever. I'm sure you all have these stories. I'm horrible.
I am perfect.
Ashley's perfect. And yeah,
I owe
that's-
Lindsay an apology.
I'm going to go seek therapy after this episode because I feel like I probably need it. And I hope you all enjoyed hearing about our petty fights that still haunt us today. And now will continue to haunt me for the rest of my life because I don't even remember half of these, but now I know.
Well, I'm telling you, I think we really need to get a hypnotist in here to jog your memory or release some buried, suppressed memories. I'll put it that way. Anyway, tell us about your fun family fights. If you got into anything with your siblings, anything good like that, where you chased around with a knife. I saw a meme somewhere that said you clearly weren't chased around with a knife by one of your siblings, and it shows. So I feel like it's not just us, but we'll find out. Maybe
Yeah.
it was.
Let us know.
It definitely didn't happen in Stephen Van Hooker's house. That we know. All right, guys, that's enough. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.